Morning peeps, good morning everyone, how's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Alright, one for the diary. This Thursday, 8 PM, we're going live again. We did it a couple of weeks ago. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. I enjoyed it. Haven't done a live for ages, so I do want to get a bit more consistent with these. So this Thursday, 8 PM, we're going to go live. I think the last one was about an hour, 30 minutes. I do want to go a bit longer. This time around, so about 2 hours, so I can answer as many questions as possible. So yeah, make sure you join me. Put it in your diary. Barring anything crazy, we're 100% doing it, and I don't expect anything crazy to happen. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about today. Sonny Edwards versus Galao Yafai next week Saturday. Can't wait for that fight. Honestly, such a difficult fight to call. Sonny more experienced. Galao maybe more talented, Olympic gold medalist, right? They don't give those out for free. Fantastic fight. Their sparring sessions, people go back and forth for who had the better of them, but regardless, we'll find out in the pro ranks in a few days. Sonny Edwards has said this. Sonny Edwards wonders if the only way to create a level playing field is to stop drug testing. Wow. Former IBF flyweight title holder Sonny Edwards is not sure drug testing in boxing is working, and believes the only way of creating a level playing field is to allow the athletes to take anything they choose. Obviously, a bit of tongue-in-cheek there from Sonny, but, I mean, I almost feel like the cheaters are winning. That's the way I feel about it sometimes. I don't think that the drug testers are winning this battle. I don't, and it's a dangerous battle not to win, because this is the most dangerous sport, I think, in the world. I even saw Tevin Farmer, who had that fight against William Zepeda. Fantastic performance from Farmer, by the way. Even he came out in the aftermath and said, look, where was the drug testing? Like, he said he was promised by VADA that there would be drug testing in the lead up to the fight, on fight night, after the fight, nothing. You know how crazy that is? For Tevin Farmer to step in there in what is basically a final eliminator for a world title against a very, very good, strong, aggressive fighter in Zepeda who throws 1,000 punches a fight, more than that even, and for there not to be drug tested. And this isn't me saying Zepeda's on anything, because who knows, right? Who knows? But the easy way for me to say who knows is for there to be drug testing. It's that simple. I honestly don't know what you do with this, because is it the promoter who pays? Is it the fighter who pays? Is it the commissions who pay? I don't know who pays. But there needs to be drug testing at every single level of the sport. There just needs to be. Honestly, there needs to be. Even, I'm talking at the very bottom level. There needs to be. Because you could almost get to a situation, yeah, and some people might laugh at the very bottom bit. But imagine you get a guy who is taking drugs, who's literally just made his debut, like taking drugs. And he takes them all the way until he gets to 15-0. So this guy is literally destroying everyone. 15 fights, 15 wins, 15 knockouts, right? It benefits him to do that, because he will then get signed to a big deal. Like, he'll get signed to a big deal by promoters like, oh my God, TV networks will be interested. We as fans are fully invested. But this guy's cheated his way to that record. So, and at the top level, I mean, it definitely needs to be done. But, I mean, honestly, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do. But Sonny Edwards, again, a bit of tongue in cheek, but you can understand his point, because I think it's the wild, wild west. Honestly, I do. And as I said, and this might be controversial, I think the cheaters are winning this battle. I do. I mean, sometimes I watch performances and I'm like, and I have nothing to back up what I'm saying, so I don't tweet it, I don't make videos about it, but I'm like, but what can you say? What can you say? Caleb Plant revives rivalry with Edgar Berlanga, calls him out. This is the fight to make for me in the 168-pound division. I think it's a good fight as well. Edgar Berlanga's stock certainly didn't go down with that Canelo performance. If anything, it might have rose a little bit. I still think people are getting overly excited because of the last round, where he kind of puts it on Canelo a little bit. Doesn't really land anything. Well, no, that's a lie. He does land a significant, I think it's a right hand he lands, which Canelo, as Canelo does, just eats it. But I think his stock's good right now. Caleb Plant's stock's always good, because Caleb gives you everything when it comes to fight. Like, no one can tell me that Caleb Plant doesn't give 100% in every single fight he's in. Win or lose, he will fight. And I think that's a really exciting fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I might edge to Caleb Plant, but I like the fact Caleb's calling him out. I'm surprised that Edgar Berlanga's not taking the bait here, because I think it is a big fight. I don't know what it does in terms of pay-per-view. I don't know if it's a main event, but on a big card, this would be a great co-main event. On a smaller card, it's a great main event. That's what I think. All right, talking about great main events, we are less than a month away now. What's the date today? 24th. So we're less than a month away from the big one. And what a way to end the year. We're ending the year with Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury 2. I mean, incredible. Honestly, incredible. It's been a really good year in boxing, particularly over here. I know Riyadh isn't over here, but you know what I mean. I do feel like I don't think there's been much in America by the way of massive fights. I was just trying to rack my brains as to what's been the massive fights. And immediately you kind of think of the massive fighters and have they been in big fights? Crawford, Matchroom, no. Canelo, Munguia, Canelo, Berlanga. It's all right. The Charlo twins have done nothing. Shakur Stevenson, no. Javante, no. Devon versus Ryan felt big. I'm not quite sure what the numbers were. So all the big fights feel like they've been over here, or fighters that are at least based over here. And this is obviously the biggest one. And it's so good that they're turning around straight away. Because I remember when Tyson Fury had that fight with Deontay Wilder, and we were like, okay, we need to see that again. The first fight, the way in which it ended, right? Fury getting up, a draw, immediately go again. And what happened? We got Tom Schwartz and Otto Volin sandwiched in the middle of them having a go the second time. And you're like, that's bullshit. I want to see it now. And sometimes, look, sometimes I hate rematch clauses. Sometimes some fights don't deserve them. And even if there is a rematch clause, depending upon how the fight played out, you don't need to see it again. Fury versus Usyk, we need to see again. And barring any crazy injuries, we will see it again. I think Fury will take some confidence, quite a lot of confidence from the way the first fight played out. Again, and I know some people shit on me for saying this, but I do think he's doing so well the first 6 or 7 rounds. I'm like, okay. He's landed some really good shots to the body. He's moving, he's feinting. He's doing what Tyson Fury does. He's looking light on his toes. And then, boom. And then, boom. And that fight changed just like that. Just like that. Usyk's on the front foot. Usyk's on the front foot, by the way, for the whole fight. It's not like Usyk's, like even the rounds where Fury won and where I think Fury's doing good, Usyk is still on the front foot, but Tyson Fury is so good at fighting on the back foot. And there are times when he's pushing Usyk back and he's so big and so strong, he's going to have his way with that. But Usyk's fighting on the front foot all the time, and that is slowing Fury down. Fury's not in control. Fury is normally in control of fights where he sets the pace. And if, look, 12 rounds is 12 rounds, it's going to be difficult. But if you're setting the pace, then you can kind of, you know when to go, you know when to stop, you know when to really turn it up a bit, you know when to turn it down. When someone's not allowing you to dictate how that plays out, then you are in trouble. So it isn't just the punch that caused all the problems for Tyson Fury. It's the fact that, my God, this guy's setting a pace and it's difficult to keep up with this pace. And that's what Usyk did. He set a pace. And I mean, I think Fury eventually kind of got tired a little bit, hands down, and that was that. So yeah, Fury's going to take confidence from the first 6 or 7 rounds. Usyk's going to take confidence from the last 5 or 6 rounds. So it's a fantastic fight. I mean, Usyk would have gone in there thinking he can hurt Fury, because Usyk does hurt the fighters he gets in the ring with. But now he knows 100% that he can hurt Fury, and Fury knows that as well. And that changes quite a lot. Like, you can't march forward with someone and have your hands down, knowing that this guy can actually knock you out. And Usyk now knows that he could knock Tyson Fury out, and Tyson Fury knows that as well. I think it's a fantastic fight. Tyson Fury does do better in rematches. Obviously, Wilder, the second fight, who would have predicted that? Nobody. Chisora, yes, I know, not a world level fighter, but the times that he fought Chisora in the rematch completely outclassed him. The second fight and obviously the third fight was a no contest, right? So he does get better. So yeah, I'm super intrigued by this one. I can't wait. I can't wait for this. What a magnificent fight this is going to be. What a magnificent fight. And it rounds out what's been a magnificent 12 months of Riyadh season as well. Like, if you can just cast your minds back to the 12 months of Riyadh season. Obviously, Riyadh season has been going a bit longer than 12 months, but just the 12 months from December to December. I mean, fuck me, we've had some exciting things. Like Bivol Beterbiev. I mean, AJ Dubois, the 5 versus 5. And this isn't me selling it to you guys. This isn't Ade works for fucking Riyadh. No. This is just me telling you how it is. And you guys know how it is. It's been Fury Usyk. You fucking shitting me. But incredible. What was December again? December last year. Was that AJ Ottovolin? Why do I think that was the case? AJ Ottovolin. So that would have been Wilder Parker on the undercard of that. Am I right? I think so. I think I'm right. So yeah, look, I think it's been a really good year, and no bigger fight than the Unified Heavyweight Championship of the world to kind of see us through the year. I do wonder what both do. Like, if Usyk wins, and I'm picking Usyk to win, by the way, I just feel like it's going to be razor thin again, but I feel like he might just get it, just like he did. I thought the first fight was razor thin, and he just about done it. So I'm always going to favour the guy that won the first one. But if Usyk wins, I mean, I just don't expect him to have an undisputed fight with Daniel Dubois. I don't expect that to happen. There's been this weird talk of him coming back down to cruiserweight, which I just don't know if he can do that, because Usyk's not put on fat to go up to 222 pounds. It looks like solid muscle. And Usyk is, how old? One sec. Usyk's 37. Usyk will be 38 in January. I mean, it would be the perfect fight to walk away and say, done, wouldn't it? It would be the perfect fight. You become undisputed at cruiserweight, undisputed at heavyweight, all the amateur accolades. You can then go off into the sunset, and we can now discuss where you rank as an all-time great. That would be the perfect fight. I don't understand the want to come down to cruiserweight and fight Jar Pataya, or, as I'm hearing, Beterbiev going up to cruiserweight and fighting Usyk. By the way, take my money for either one of those fights, but you've already been undisputed at cruiserweight. But again, the money's so big, they'll stay. If Fury wins, again, I just can't see Fury fighting Dubois. I just can't see it. I think, as crazy as it is, I think Fury calls out AJ. I know, but I think he does, and I think Fury AJ happens because it will be the biggest fight in British boxing history. Just my thoughts on it. If Fury loses, AJ versus Fury is still the biggest fight in British boxing history. Shouldn't be, but will be. We'll see. George Kambosos has signed a deal with Matchroom. I think he's moving to 140 pounds, which makes sense at this stage of his career. There are some good 140 pounders in the UK that he can mix it with, but ultimately you almost feel like him versus Liam Parrow, a big Australian dust-up. Kambosos has got a massive fan base in Australia. Liam Parrow's fan base is growing. That's a big fight. But it'll be interesting to see what Kambosos does. I love the fact that Kambosos just fights. Right? He talks, he sells the fight. He's literally got it down to a T. He might not be the most talented fighter, but he has pushed his talents to the absolute limit. He's combined that with promotion, and ultimately he's achieved in the sport of boxing. Say what you want to say about him, he's achieved in the sport of boxing. So, looking forward to seeing what Kambosos does. Matchroom have also kind of announced they're going to sign someone else. And I have no idea who this is. Like, they've kind of made a big deal out of it. They posted something, announcement coming on Tuesday, where most times when they sign someone, they just sign someone and put it up to tease us about the announcement. And I was actually asked to go there on Tuesday, but I can't because I'm doing my show at Ariel and host this announcement. So I'm like, well, you've asked me to come and do it? It must be someone big, because I'm pretty big now. So, we'll see who it is. All right, heavyweights, Solomon Dakers and David Adeleye are done with the talking. Look forward to this one. Oh, by the way, very quickly, we'll go back to Adeleye Dakers. Callum Smith is back. How exciting is that? He's fighting on the Sonny Edwards Galao fight card. I think he was announced like last week, so I'm just happy he's back, because I think Callum can do some damage in 175 pounds. I really do. I still think losing to Beterbiev is, everyone loses to Beterbiev, so no shame in that. On Dakers, Adeleye, excited for it. It's a good fight. It is a good fight. I favour Adeleye. Dakers might be the better boxer, but I just feel like he's not aggressive enough. I feel like his punch output isn't enough. And I think Adeleye, this is almost a must-win for Adeleye. Look, it's a must-win for both, but where Adeleye wants to be and where he thinks he is, he has to beat Dakers. Like, losing to Fabio, in hindsight, isn't a problem because of what Fabio's done to people. in the ring. Fabio is now recognized by a lot of people as a top 10, top 15 heavyweight. So losing to him isn't a problem. Losing to Dakers would be, because Dakers isn't thought of that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. All right. What else have we got? Okay, Teofimo Lopez makes addition of trainer Eddie Reynoso official. Interesting. What does this mean for his dad? Also, he's trained by his dad, Teofimo. Does that mean his dad steps aside? Are his dad and Eddie going to work alongside each other? Don't know. Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao looks like they're going to have an exhibition fight. Amir Khan, I think, said that he asked Turkey about this fight, and Turkey said, no, I ain't backing this. And I'm happy, because why are you going to back this? Amir Khan versus Manny Pacquiao. Nonsense. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn could be agreed within 2 weeks. We're going to do a separate video on this. I think this is more than just me talking about it for 30 seconds. It's weird how it all seemed a case of, okay, Conor just has to be allowed to fight by the British Boxing Board of Control, which is now a thing. But then this fight seemed to stall for some reason. So I don't know why, but look, we'll talk about that a bit later. Last one. There's a couple more actually. Josh Warrington isn't done just yet. Okay. I said this to him in the changing room. I said, dude, Kakache is a beast. We saw what he did to Joe Cordin. He's a beast, and you went the distance with Kakache. And yes, towards the end, his size was just a bit too much. But I still think there's something left in Josh. I mean, the record books don't look good for Josh, right? I think he's won one of his last 7, one of his last 6 or something like that. But you have to dig a bit deeper and look at the fights he's been in, the fights itself, who he's against. He's not by any stretch of the imagination done. I still think there's a bit left, but you're going to have to match him right. All right, last one, final one, I promise. Oscar De La Hoya. It's the fighters who are killing the sport. He's right. It is the fighters. It's not the promoters. It's not the broadcasters. It's not the fans, obviously. It's the fighters. I feel like I'd love you guys to know, because I'm quite privy to a few things about the fights that some fighters are turning down. All fighters will jump on Twitter and I'll fight anyone. And I'm like, I kind of know that's not the case, because I'm privy to some information. I don't know if fighters are now wanting way more. I don't know, and we're seeing it in America more. And I always dig America because American fighters, or I grew up with American fighters pushing the needle. Not just American fighters as in born in America. I mean American-based fighters. For me, that's what I grew up watching. Yes, to an extent, I grew up watching Nassim, Ben, Eubank, etc. over here, Hatton, Calzaghe. But I used to stay up to 4 or 5 in the morning to watch Cotto, to watch Pacquiao, to watch Timothy Bradley, to watch Floyd Mayweather, to watch Gennady Golovkin, Canelo, if I didn't mention him. Like that was my thing. I'm like, eyes are fucking, getting the boogies out of the eyes, and okay, let's go. Doesn't happen anymore, does it? I mean, those guys I mentioned, by the way, were giving you 2 to 3 fights a year. That's what they did. Floyd guaranteed you 2. The biggest star this sport has ever seen in terms of pushing the needle when it comes to fan base and money. Gave you 2 a year guaranteed. Cotto the same. Canelo the same. Pacquiao the same. Bradley the same. Like all of these guys, Oscar De La Hoya the same, if not more. What are these new breed of fighters doing? Apart from sulking and going on Twitter and fighting each other on Twitter, yet not fighting in the ring. Honestly, mate, they're killing the sport big time. Big time. Wanting money, I almost feel like it's easy to determine how much you should get paid in the sport of boxing. And some people might say it's harsh. And being a world champion doesn't determine your value. Determining your value is bums on seats and pay-per-view. That's it. So it's quite easy to work out what you should be paid. Like if Fighter X was to come to me and say, look, I want to get 5 million. I'm like, okay, cool, let's have a look at it. How many pay-per-views did you do last time? And bums that you sold this many tickets, you're kind of not worth that. I'm going to make a loss here. But Fighter X won't fight until he gets that. I just find it, honestly, I find it crazy. But look, fingers crossed, there's a change now because Riyadh season's come and we are getting those fights. And I do think the pay will eventually calm down a little bit. But yeah, I'm with Oscar De La Hoya here. I like Oscar. I love his clapback Thursdays. I like how vocal he is. But my love for Oscar is way before that. Oscar fought everyone. Oscar fought everyone, and Oscar did those things I just mentioned. He was getting paid because he did pay-per-views, bums on seats, and the most important thing, fought everybody. How many fighters are doing that now? Peace.